Hello and welcome to another episode of Tegrin Toy Shop, and this is Project Misadventure. This is our bargain basement adventure bike. The plan is to get the bike, MOT it, tax it, insure it, get my CBT, get all of my gear, prep this bike, and do a 640-mile road trip around Wales for less than the cost of a pair of aluminium back boxes for a BMW GS Adventure, which is £1,116. Last episode, we built the luggage racks, we got the LOMO dry bags mounted and everything. And this episode, we're going to do some prep. So we're going to be packing the bike, we're going to be sorting my camping gear, what I'm going to be taking with me, sorting the route, and other bits and pieces about getting the CBT and that sort of thing. So, yeah, it's time to go and do some planning. So the plan is with this road trip to do the compass points of Wales, basically. So it's the furthest north, the furthest east, the furthest south, and the furthest west. Mainly on B roads and back roads, unless I can't help it, because it's pointless me taking a fast road because I can't go fast. So what I'm going to be doing is using two systems to plan my journey. For the actual for the 4-day trip now, I'm going to be using Wilder Trips, which is really good for planning where you're going to be stopping and that sort of thing. And then for the more intricate point-to-point navigation, I'm going to be using Curviga, which is a motorcycle-specific navigation app. Google Maps is okay, but what I find with Google Maps is you have to know exactly where you're going, as opposed to Curviga, which I'll show you a bit later on. You can just go, oh, I quite like the look of that road, and click on the road, and it will work out your navigation to sort that. So first thing to do now is have a look on Wilder Trips, and then I can show you the route that I've planned, and we can go from there. So this is Wilder Trips, and this is the planned route that we've got. You can see here that we've got these numbered markers. Now, not all of these markers mean that we're going to stop there. Some of it is just to get the route to go in the direction that I wanted it to go. So the plan is now to start from home and work our way up through, through Devil's Bridge and all the way north up to Chemice on Anglesey. From Chemice, so Chemice is our first overnight stop. And then from Chemice, the next day, we're going to head down to Kington in Herefordshire. That's going to be our second overnight stop. From Kington, then, in the morning, we're going to go to Lady Park Wood, which is the the easternmost point of Wales. Then we're going to head down to Roost Point, which is just below Cardiff Airport. That's the southernmost tip. And then we're going to head north on B roads and back roads then up to just outside of Brecon, where we're going to stop at a campsite there. From Brecon, this is slightly different now. We're going to head back down, and then we're going to do the Black Mountain Pass across Llangadog, and then we're going to be working our way west to St David's. And then from St David's, that's it. We're going home and we're done. Now, the nice thing about Wilder Trips is it gives you quite a good overview of how long things are going to take and how much they're going to cost, because there's a built-in calculator for miles per gallon and cost. So if you put in the miles per gallon of your vehicle and the cost per litre, it will then work out your fuel costs. You can also ask it to avoid certain things, so avoid toll roads and avoid motorways. Also, when you do your little visits, you can actually click in here. Say if you spent some money overnight, or if you paid money at the campsite or something like that, you can put it down in there, and then you can set what it is. So overnight. You can write in some little notes, and then you can upload a photo. So you've got a nice record of what you've done and where you've been. Um, close that one down, and then you can change the order of things and that sort of thing. And then there's a daily overview of your traveling and how long it's going to take you, how much it's going to cost you. So that's pretty much it with this. I'll go through Curviga now. Once we get off this and back onto a phone. There is an affiliate link in the description down below um, to subscribe to Wilder Trips and get a discount. Um, I'm singing Wilder Trips praises not because I'm getting paid to do so, but because I actually do like the app. Um, I find it really useful, and I was a premium subscriber before even speaking to them about any of the sponsorship or anything like that. So I would fully recommend it if you enjoy road tripping and if you enjoy planning. Definitely one to think about and have a look at. Now, the next one we're going to look at is Curviga, which is a motorcycle biased navigation app, which I will show you on my phone. So this is Curviga, and it's quite useful for motorbike stuff because we can do interesting little things like, let's just zoom in a little bit on where we are. I can ask it to generate round trips. I can tell it which direction to do the round trip in, and I can ask it what distance to do the round trip. I go generate round trip, and then it will generate a little route for you. You can also ask it what sort of curvature you want. So fastest, fast and curvy, curvy, extra curvy. So that's sending us right around the Gwaun Valley and that sort of thing. So I know that's a very curvy route. So we go back to fastest. Avoidances. So you can ask it to avoid closed roads, using the same road twice, avoid motorways, avoiding toll roads, avoiding main roads, narrow roads, or unpaved roads. So it does have green lanes included in this thing, but I would recommend checking to see that the green lane is a green lane and it's still open before you trust this completely. So anyway, we'll go out of this now and go back to my trips. My routes planned for the future, and then we will go. Let's have a look. This is the second leg of our first day. Load that route, and you can see we've added all of these. All of these numbers are waymarks, which I've asked it to go along. So if I wanted to take in, for instance, let's have a look, Trefeglwys, I could literally just click their shaping point, and it will then shape your route to where you want it to go. I'm going to give a bit of a review on this after I've done this trip. I'm not getting paid to use this. I have paid the subscription to use this, so so far so good. But as I say, I will tell you in due course. Now, I am not a travel vlogger, so I'm not going to go into my route planning in minute detail. It's not what you want to see. It's not what I want to be filming. So, what I'm going to do now is go out to the field and I can show you what I normally go away in and what I will be taking with me this time. This is my first bike trip, so I'm really not sure on what I'm doing, which is equal parts exciting and terrifying. But hopefully I'm semi-prepared. So this is what I normally use to go away in. It's a Kevlar bodied riot van which has been modified into a demountable camper. It's got a fixed double bed, it's got a water heater, it's got hobs, and you don't really have to worry too much about what you're packing because it'll fit in there. Whereas with this, I have 52 litres of space, and that's it. So you've got to really pare everything back. And again, that's something that I'm looking forward to, but at the same time, quite apprehensive about. So what we're going to do now is find somewhere a little bit less full of thistles so I can unpack everything and you can see what I'm going to be taking away with me. So I've found a nice mossy piece of grass now that we can get everything out of the bags and show what's been packed away in here in the various places. Now first of all, we've got the magnetic tank bag. I've punched a little hole in the front of this now so that the USB cables from this adapter can go into the bag. I can use this for charging my electronics. I've got a few other bits and pieces in here as well. A little neck buff. I've got my head torch, which is a lighthouse one, which is really useful because it's not just a head torch. That slides off there, and that base is actually magnetic. So you can stick it to stuff when you're working on the bike and that sort of thing. USB-C rechargeable. Everything that I've got is USB-C rechargeable, so that's all handy. So yeah, head torch, neck buff, an invoice. I've got a little folding tripod type thing if I want to do a little bit of filming. I'm not going to concentrate too much on filming when I'm out. I've got a portable SD card reader which is going to plug into my phone to take all of the videos off my helmet cam, because my helmet cam has only got one USB, it's only got one memory card at the moment. So what I'm going to do is when I stop for a break, I can just transfer everything off onto the phone, which has got loads of memory. Visor spray, and there's a microfiber cloth tucked away down in here. Microfiber cloth for cleaning my glasses and cleaning my visor. Then if we go in here, we've got, so I've got a spare strap here for holding down the tank bag if I find that the tank bag does decide to move around a little bit. I've got a long USB cable which will be long enough to go from the bike into the tent to charge my phone overnight. I don't have to worry too much with this bike about flattening the battery because it's electric start, but I've also got a kickstart, so if I've got a flat battery in the morning, it's not the end of the world. I've also got painkillers and a little piece of Kevlar. It's an offcut out of my camper actually, which I can put under the side stand if I'm on soft ground. So that's pretty much it. The plan is now that all of the electronics live in here as well. So my microphone, which I'm using at the moment, my phone can go in there if the weather's not great, as well as anything else that needs charging. Which also means all of the valuable stuff is in one bag that I can actually take off and take with me if I want to go for a wander somewhere. Also, I need the bag fairly easy to take off because I've got to move it out of the way to fill up the petrol, but that's not a massive issue. There's also a clear pocket here that my phone, I I can actually put my phone in here if need be, not in the holder. So yeah, it's all nice to have different options. Moving on to the back here, I've got my little folding camping chair. I wasn't sure whether to take it or not, but I do have quite a bad back at the moment, and I could do with somewhere comfortable to sit at the end of the day. Take these off. I've got a cable lock here which can go round this rack, round the chair, and also it can go onto my helmet. So I can lock my helmet onto the bike when I go for a walk around. There's a little strap here which holds this chair up at the top, so there's no chance of it slipping down and covering my number plate. Also had some little loops folded into this that match up with the loops on the dry bag, so that the straps can go through a loop rather than just being on there and risking sliding off. So we'll undo this, take that out of the way. I've also, in this bag for the chair, I've got my waterproof trousers so that they're easy to get to. There's my 40-litre dry bag, which has got my clothes, my tent, my sleeping bag, and my mattress. So we'll get them out in a little bit. In the dry bag on this side, we've got all of my cooking stuff. So jet boil with gas. Set that up. It's on. I've got 2 camping meals. So they're the freeze-dried camping meals that you just add boiling water to and wait. I don't know whether I'll use them yet. I'll probably find somewhere to eat along the way, but it's always nice if you're tired to have the option. This is my cooking set. So a little piece of washing up sponge, a spork, a knife, and this is a folding knife and fork and spoon thing, and some ready diluted washing up liquid in a spray bottle that I can just squirt on stuff, and a lighter for the jet boil. So all of this side is cooking, this side is washing myself. Microfiber towel. I've got a mains plug adapter for USB here, which basically, if the USB on the bike fails, I can still charge a phone, and that's because that's the main thing. If the USB on the bike fails, that's my camera and everything scuppered, but I don't mind too much about that, as long as I can make calls and get home. First aid kit. This is also from LOMO. That's in its own little dry bag. And then, so it's a, no, I'm not going to get it all out. It's a nice little compact first aid kit with everything that you need should things go wrong. XL wet wipes. So they are cloth wipes which are safe for, so they degrease and everything. So they're like a degreasing workshop wipe, but they're also safe on your hands and face. So if I get absolutely filthy repairing the bike, I can clean myself off. Then I've got my bathroom bag, which, have a look in here. So these came from Mountain Warehouse, these travel bottles. talc, shower gel and shampoo, a bit of moisturiser, deodorant, midge spray, spare bit of toilet roll, compact toothbrush, and there's toothpaste in there as well. Got some little Ziploc bags in case I need them for keeping bits and pieces dry and things. And that's it for in this bag. If you've got anything that you wouldn't travel without, let me know in the comments. That'd be great. On the back of the bike here, we've got a Korean peanut container which has got a Ziploc bag with coffee in it and UHT milk, so I can make my morning coffee. I'm planning on making coffee, getting about an hour down the road, and then finding somewhere for breakfast. Water on the back here as well, and then on the front of the bike I've got my thermos flask, so that is every time I make a drink it'll go into there. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So what I'm going to do now is pitch the tent, put the bed up and everything, and then you can see exactly what we've got going on there, and then pack it all away again. So here we have it. Sleeping bag, bed, little space in the vestibule for my helmet, and got our charging cable running down, and it's currently plugged into my mic because it's running low. That's pretty much it. Time to pack it all away. The only thing I didn't tell you about in this dry bag, I've got my clothes. So I've got 2 bags of clothes. I've got my change of clothes, which is at the far end, so that's my t-shirt and underwear and that sort of thing. And then at the closest end, when it's all packed, I've got a hoodie and some, what have I got? Hoodie, pair of shorts, and an extra fleecy layer type thing, so that if I need clothes quickly, I can go and grab them if I'm too cold or too hot or whatever. So yeah, time to get all of this packed away again, and the next time it comes out will be when we're on the road. So I would say cozy but functional is probably the best way you can describe this without being rude. Yeah, we'll see how comfy we are. So that's that lot packed up. I'm quite happy with how quickly that all goes together and sits down. So yeah, the next time we'll see that up is when I'm in North Wales, hopefully. What we're going to do now is go back to the workshop, and I'm going to just run you quickly through what I'm going to be using to record this. Not that there's a lot to run through. So when it comes to kit and recording stuff, had, well, protective jacket, gloves, which came with this. Gonna get some Kevlar jeans, and I've got my, which I've had for quite a while now, a K-Berg flip-up helmet, because touring, it's It's just easier to look like a bit of an idiot with a flip up than have to deal with a full face all the time, especially wearing glasses. I can get this on and off without taking my glasses off, whereas my full face, I have to pull my glasses off, get my helmet on, and then wiggle my glasses into place, which can be a bit of a pain. Um, I've got a cheapy helmet cam, which is on a GoPro mount, so that can snap off and it can clip onto the bike in places and that sort of thing as well to get a couple of different shots. Um, as I said earlier, there's a memory card, and I've only got one memory card for this, so that's going to be read off my phone to free the card up whenever I stop. And I've got a TikTok shop cheapy copy of a Cardo, which seems to be pretty good so far. I've not used the intercom side of it. I've only used the Bluetooth, and it's pretty good for listening to music. I can make calls on it. I can receive calls all right. Um, I've got a voice notes app on my phone which will record off this as well, so I can do a bit of voiceover stuff as I'm traveling if I see something interesting to match up with what you're seeing on the other camera. Um, I will have my phone with me for doing a little bit of filming, but that's about it really. I'm not a vlogger. I'm not a moto vlogger, and I don't think I ever will be because fair play to those guys. The amount of work they put in. They'll go somewhere, they'll set a camera up, they'll do their solo shot of them riding past, and then they'll go and pick their camera back up and stuff like that. And they've got about 19 different batteries and things to charge. I don't think I'd ever have the patience for that. So we're going to go simple enough that I can manage it, but also hopefully we'll be able to get some good shots so that you can see what I get up to on this trip. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Just want to have a quick chat about the CBT that I went through a couple of weeks ago. CBT, if you're watching in the States or something, it's the most basic of training you can get. It stands for compulsory basic training, and it's a 1 day course that you go on. So anyone from 16 upwards can do it. So if someone who is 16 does it, they can ride anything up to 50cc, limited to 28 mile an hour, I think it is. And then anyone over 17 can do it, and they can ride a 125 on L plates. You can't carry passengers, you can't go on the motorway. So that's where I'm at, really. At my age, I could have done the direct access course, but the direct access course is quite expensive. I can't afford it. So here we are with the CBT, and this is why we've ended up doing all of this absolute nonsense, really. So I think I've just about covered everything apart from my toolkit, which you'll have seen the beginnings of it in the last episode. So I'm just going to grab that, open it up, and you can see what I've packed. Probably there's going to be bits that I've forgotten, but that's the joy of this sort of thing. Every day's a school day. So here we've got my tool roll. We'll go from left to right. I've got some araldite here for sticking things. I've got my adjustable spanner, which has also got some tape wrapped around it for using for the odd repair. I've got some of the foil backed 100 mile an hour tape folded up in the back of that. Combination 16, 17, 18 and 19 spanner. Cable ties, lots of cable ties, shorter ones, and then I've got some quite long chunky boys that wrap around there. A little piece of fuel hose wrapped around, heat shrink, some string, got various sizes of spanners tucked away, so 12s, 14s, there's a 13 there somewhere as well. Tyre levers. I've got some spare cable, so that's twin core insulated cable. If I need single core, I can just strip some out of it. What else have we got? Little test lamp, so a 12-volt test lamp with a crocodile clip on one end. Not taking a full multimeter with me. Valve tool, 1/4-inch drive thing. In here we've got a little socket set and a plug spanner which I can use with the adjustable. In here I've got some tyre patches, vulcanizing solution and crimpies. I am going to have a little bag of nuts and bolts as well. I'm going to sort that out in a minute. I've also got this Gerber multi-tool, but it's a bit bulky to sit in this, so that's going to sit in the tank bag with me, which means I've got quick access to it anyway. So it's got a knife on it, bottle opener, and a few other bits and pieces, little screwdriver bits. So I'll be able to do a few bits and pieces with this, but I've also got the toolkit as well. So bit of a snug fit in here now, but it still goes, so that's not too bad. And then I've got 2 pairs of disposable gloves just to sit in the top of this, so in case I do something particularly oily. And then that can go on the bike. One more little addition that we've got here is a bicycle pump, which is just clipped into the front. That's super light, so that can sit there quite happily. And that's pretty much it. So I think, barring a couple of little details, I'm ready to go. I'll be setting off in just under a week from now, so by the time you see this video I'll have already left, and then the following week we will get the next episode out, which is the journey. Once again, thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next episode when I actually leave the shed.